What's going on, guys? Your boy HQ420 here. I'm welcoming y'all back another episode of Beyond the Cube. As always, the powerful one is with us tonight.
You like my new backdrop?
Doing well.
I got the Joe Rogan curtains.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of matching a little bit. There's curtain behind me, curtains behind you. You got a theme going right now. You got like a slight a muted maroon theme going on right now.
It's only muted because I don't have the right lighting. I'm still working on my lighting.
Okay.
Lighting sucks. Lighting is the hardest part of any setup. Like you look good. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. You probably just got your overhead light on, don't you?
Oh, no, I got. I'm gonna take it. Just that.
See, I shine here. This is what happens when I turn the shit on. Here, watch this. Boink. There you go. Whoa. What is happening here? I thought I was white before shit.
Okay. It looks like you can about to tell a ghost story around a campfire.
Right. Like, so I just can't get it right. I can't get the shit right. It drives me up a fucking wall. And I almost want to pay somebody to come in and do it for me because it's like, or put on, here's the deal. Now I understand as a white person why motherfuckers on TV shows have to put makeup on. Because that fucking light shines and they greasy ass skin and they got to get the makeup. I get it. I get the makeup.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I don't get is I watch Supernatural all the time, and Supernatural, for all 15 seasons, these actors put something on their lips that makes it like purple. I want to know what the fuck that is. Like, you pick any episode of Supernatural, their lips don't look like natural color. They're all wearing this like muted, like purple bluish shit on their lips. I don't know what it is. It's weirding me out though.
Well, no, there's certain shows that has certain themes as far as how the lighting is done or performed, and the one that comes to mind is CSI Miami. That shit is green and orange like a motherfucker, like everything is.
Okay,
but
I gotta
tell
say
you
this
right now. You go ahead.
CSI Miami is 100% the most unrealistic show that's ever existed in the history of TV shows. Okay, none of that shit is real.
Yeah, but hold on, but they got my man in it though. Hold on, what's my man's name? What's his name on the show? Yeah, Horatio. Horatio. Yeah, Horatio.
He always does this with the glasses.
Yeah.
Or he takes them off.
Yeah, Horatio roll up on you, damn. In 5 minutes, he done talked to you, look sideways about 3 or 4 times. You done told him everything. All right, that's what Horatio is.
So when I made the decision to be a cop back in like 2000, and must have been like 2 or 3, maybe. No, it had to have been 2 or even earlier, actually, because I went to school starting, I think, in 2002. I only had like I didn't have enough credits to even apply. I had to have 60 credits. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to have 60 credits, I might as well just go get like my associate degree. Right. So right up the road from me in St. Pete, they had the very first crime scene program in a college in the country. And so I was like, I'm fucking in. So I went for 2 years to the crime scene program where I learned everything about crime scene forensics, lab work, you fucking name it. And then I never used any of it because crime scene people don't use any of that shit, period. The stuff you see on CSI is such bullshit. Like those motherfuckers in one show, like they're rolling like 4 different jobs into like one job, right? When you're a crime scene guy, you don't do any analysis. You don't do fucking none of that shit. You go out, you take pictures, you do fingerprints, you take your evidence, and you go drop it off, and you go to the next case, and you never hear about that case again unless it goes to trial. That's how that shit really works. You don't go fucking invest. You don't go pick up some crime scene shit and then go interview suspects. No, dude, the detective does that, right? You're not taking your fingerprints and going to analyze them at the lab. The fingerprint tech is doing that, and the guy who does the lab analysis is a whole nother job. Like, there's no fucking place in the world where these niggas do all these jobs in one.
Hold on, no, Corey. I mean, so you mean to tell me that when you go to this crime scene, you don't happen to stumble across a damn latent hair rolled up in some tissue that's on the other side of the room, and you take it back to the lab, and you dip it in some solution, and you wiggle it around, and you get the DNA out of the database yourself. You don't do that.
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, if you fucking go and you do some crime scene collecting, and let's say you pick up some shit, whatever it is, 100% of your evidence gets logged in the evidence room, where they have a person who's called an evidence technician who does nothing but stay in the office all day and take your evidence. They then take your evidence and they fucking log it in the system and they put it on a shelf. Then maybe that evidence might get sent out to another laboratory like a month later. I love how these bitches get on scene and they scan a fingerprint and they got you in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
They put you through the database.
That technology,
they put you through the database.
That technology is new within the past like 5 years. The instant fingerprint shit is only within the past 5 years. And they were talking about that shit 20 years ago. Okay? 25 years ago, they were talking about that shit. And it didn't exist. My favorite is the holographic table.
Maybe they had it in Miami, though.
Oh, maybe. And so they got the table with the holographic where the guy just like goes like this.
Yeah.
On like the hologram. There ain't no hologram, okay? And at crime scenes nobody's putting lasers. When you go to a crime scene, nobody's putting the fucking lasers up, and it's like Dexter with all the string. No one does that. No one does that except Hollywood.
Analysis. He does blood splatter analysis. That's what he does.
Nobody hires. There's no such job as blood spatter analysis. That's not a job. Does not exist. That right there is the work of. They would probably send a detective to that school to do that, because the crime scene guys are not analysts. They're not supposed to be analysts. The detectives are the fucking analysts. And so the detectives are the ones who go to all the schools. Like, if you're a good detective, they don't just give you the job and you go out and do it. No, you'll probably spend in your first 2 years of being a detective, you'll probably spend like 20% of that sent out to external schools and academies to learn shit. Right. So TV is so bullshit, dude. Here's the thing. 100% of shows that have to do with cops, firemen, 911, first responders, law enforcement, the military, NCIS, secret agents, the blacklist, whatever the fuck that is. This is all government propaganda. 100% of it. Okay. That's why there's so much of it, because it's all fucking fully funded by the fucking spooks at, either the government or fucking Intel or spooks.
Oh, we're okay to say spooks.
We can say spooks because it doesn't mean black people anymore. It means spies.
Is that government approved? Oh, okay. I'm just trying to make sure. Some words they say are off limits. They might have something with some Semites in it. Okay, Semites. We don't want to.
Did you know that word didn't exist until like the late 1700s? That word was made up by Jews in the late 1700s to vindicate their existence.
I thought it was made up over the past 5 years, because I ain't saying it to me. When somebody was like, dude, I swear to you, man, after 2020, I swear to you, I got dropped in a different dimension. Niggas told me somebody was anti-Semitic, and I was like, are they talking about like cum? I'm like, you said semen? Is that what he's saying? I thought they were talking about somebody's load. I was like, Semite. I'm like, let me look this up. I'm like, Jews? I'm like, what they talking about? I was like, ain't nobody over here talking no shit about no Jews. Not at least Jews in the public eye.
You got Jews in North Carolina? I mean, I know they're like a plague. They're everywhere. But I mean, do you ever see them?
Not exactly.
You ever cross your path?
No, we're more not Mormons, but what's the other ones?
You got Amish?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or Mennonites, because you got the Yoders there.
Mennonites.
Mennonites.
The Mennonites. Yeah, we got more.
They're
Amish Mennonites around here. Yeah,
they're Amish, but they use electricity.
Yeah. So they got the little hat that what the women do. So the women got the little hat. They always wear dresses. Yeah, they always wear dresses.
Not the bad little hat. The good little hat.
Yeah, they always wear dresses, but then they wear some Nike shoes. They wear Nikes, New Balances. I see them at the mall. I see them eating it at Red Robin. I'm like, okay. I mean, so y'all get out. Y'all let your hair down. They don't. But I'm just saying, like, a figure of speech. Their hair is always up. I mean, 100% of the time. I do think it's funny, though, because they'll, at the place I go to, Yoder's, they'll have they'll have Mennonites, and you know which one are the Mennonites because they're all white women, and then they'll have some Mexicans working there as well. So it's just like it'll be like,
we
yep,
had so many.
Mennonite, Mexican. There we go.
I grew up in Sarasota, and I lived on like the very edge of their Mennonite community, which took up like a probably a square mile, and so there was so many Mennonites. There was 2 competing Mennonite restaurants. Not only did you have Yoder's, but you had Der Dutchman. And Der Dutchman was some shit, dude. Let me tell you about some home cooking. They gave Yoder's a run for their money. So,
okay, some action.
Well, and you could get them to build you some furniture, which was the funny thing.
Yeah,
Der Dutchman had like a furniture building place next to it.
All the Mennonite women, like you look at them and you like they look like child bearers. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain women that look like, okay, you were here to bear children. Okay, multiples of children. They all look like that. I don't know if it's just the way that particular community is, but it's all like they're born and then they get of age, and you're like, yeah, you're meant to have like 6 kids. Like you look at them and tell. I don't know if they have any. They may or may not.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Do they believe in condoms?
They got TV, and I'm sure they don't believe in condoms. And pulling out is probably against the Lord. So
that's against my rule too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, look, I don't want to hear nothing about no rubber or nothing about pulling out. Look, man, when I get in, I ain't looking to get out till I'm done. Hold on, let's see what we got here. Okay. It says that it varies significantly by group. Mainline Mennonites, okay, like Mennonite Church USA, generally approve contraception, including condoms. While you've got the more conservative groups like the Old Order or conservative Mennonites, I like the Old Order myself, often prohibit artificial methods like condoms, favoring natural family planning. Oh, that's the pull-out method.
Yeah, I see. I told you.
Or leaving family.
Mennonites are Amish light, bro.
Okay.
Mennonites are Amish light. Okay. That's all there is to it.
Okay, they said they leave it to God. They leave it up to God. He'll determine what size of family you got. I think it has to do with like how many times you nut in there, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna leave it up to the Lord on this one. I'm like, well, I mean, it's like when I got a couple, they come up to me and they say, "Hey, we're done having kids." I said, "Okay, cool. Who got fixed?" They're like, "Nobody's fixed." I'm like, "You so y'all gonna stop fucking?" They were like, "Well, no." I'm like, "Well, there's a possibility you have another kid, right? I mean, ain't nobody fixed. I'm assuming you ain't using no rubbers." Yeah. I mean, so how you done? You ain't done until somebody's done. Like they got to shut down the factory. So there's a big push right now for the men to get vasectomies. They said that women have to bear all these responsibilities and the pain of childbirth, and then they have to raise the kids and all that. And so when it's time to stop having kids, then the man should step up and get snipped.
Yeah, they can just get a fucking IUD. It takes like 10 minutes and it's pain free and all that. And it lasts for 10 years. So shut the fuck up with your nonsense.
So what are we talking about? They said you do that, get put in 10 minutes. They said, man, I got to have my sack shaved. Then somebody got to cut my sack. That's
I had a friend who got a vasectomy years ago, and he said his fucking balls hurt for like a week, dude. And they swelled like a grapefruit, dude. He said it was no walk in the park.
Woo! That's some rough stuff right there.
Imagine your balls swelled like a grapefruit, and you had to get up and walk around and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a couple guys at work that's gotten vasectomies. So I actually know a couple guys who's gotten them. But I mean, to each their own. I mean, if that's what you want to do, fair enough. I know of some women. My mom, when she had the second kid, she's like, "Hey guys, I'm not leaving until I'm fixed. Just letting you know. All right, so just go on and get right. So I'm not leaving until y'all fix this up. All right, this is the last kid I'm having." But I was like, I mean, it seems like a good time to do it. I heard something recently. There was a chick at work. She was like, She was like, yeah, it's harder for women to get fixed. I was like, why don't you just get fixed whenever you're having a kid? Well, they said that it's even harder during that time. I was like, well, all the women back in the day, that's when they got fixed.
They got new shit, man. They can just go in there and put like a fucking paperclip on it, and it keeps the shit shut, so you can't get pregnant. They got, dude. They can fucking make it so you eat a peanut butter sandwich and you ain't gonna get pregnant. They got it's so advanced in that area. Like, ain't no excuses. They got all kinds of shit, man. And that's why. That's why I'm kind of like. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was hearing that. What was it? Women were saying they were saying that. Why don't we have birth control for men? I was like, because whatever birth control they make for men is gonna make it where their dick don't work. It's gonna be like the dick ain't gonna work. So, I mean, that's gonna be the birth control, and so ain't no man getting on that one. All right, and they don't even care if they got a woman or not. It's like, man, I still might need to pull it. So I mean,
like. All growing up, my parents were kind of Democrat, liberal-ish types. My dad a little more conservative. But, like, abortion always comes up in that conversation, and I never really gave a fuck. I was like, whatever. The older I get, the more I'm kind of against it because just for basic moral humanity reasons as opposed to libertarian freedom reasons. But the reason that I'm so, these days, more, I don't want to say totally against it, but leaning in the opposite direction is because there's 50 million kinds of birth control that costs next to fucking nothing. There's no excuse. If you don't want to get pregnant, don't get pregnant. It's no fucking excuse. End of fucking story. You don't want to get pregnant. There's zero excuse in 2026 to fucking get pregnant, right? So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You got to get a point. You got to get a point. I mean, there's so many steps. I mean, they even got Plan B.
So even if you couldn't wait, you had to fuck on the spot. You pull out, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you pull out. That's all there is to it. It's all there is to it. Like, I don't even like. It's not even an option when you look at the alternative.
Yeah, but that's not God's design, though, man.
So you're busting her mouth. It's a close second.
Yeah, but it's just so tough. It's like, man, I'm in here, and we already. I mean, we feeling good. I don't want to mess the flow up. All right, that's just all there is to it. I don't want to mess the flow up, but there's Plan B though. I mean, you can go to CVS and get that.
Oh, Plan B? You mean kill her and ditch her in the woods?
No.
Oh, you mean Plan B, the pill? Okay.
No, this ain't a horror movie. So, what do you mean you pregnant? It's like, I always like how people are surprised. You said, I'm pregnant. And folks are like, oh, really? I'm like, Bo, you've been leaving them in there for the past month. I mean, yeah, she's pregnant. Come on, man. I mean, you acting surprised. Folks always acting shocked about some shit they were doing. I said, I don't get it.
Right? I know. Dude, like, people are so dumb. Like, but honestly, in hindsight, man, I've passed up. I can't even tell you how many opportunities I had, but I was like, I didn't have a condom or some little bullshit that today I'm looking at going, what a dumb fucking reason. You should have hit that, bro. You know? So.
Man, that might have altered your life, Bo.
It could have. It could have.
Changed your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Might have took you down a path of darkness. But I never got nobody pregnant,
thank God. Let me knock on some wood. Shit.
That you know of, okay. But that might have took you down a dark path, though. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, well, maybe this time it'll be okay. And she come talk to you in 10 weeks. Corey, I'm pregnant. You'd be like, it ain't mine. I want a blood test, damn it. He'd be like, I know what's mine. This is bullshit. It's all good, though. Hey, sometimes people need that stuff to settle them down. There's some people out there that's, they're living life on the wild side, and then they have a kid, and they kind of brings them back in, And that don't happen for everybody, though. I know some people that had like 4 kids, and they still act like they are kid themselves. I'm like, bruh, you got 4 kids and a wife, man. You need to damn get serious about life. But you know what I'm saying? Shit's serious now. Nah, I want to, get high, get drunk, and fuck off. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't going to end up well for you, but okay. I mean, to each their own. I can't totally forsake him because he ain't the only one. There's been billions of people throughout history of mankind who has done something similar to that. So, but I think when you have a kid, you probably need to lock in. But I mean, that's how I feel. Just for the sake of them, shit. I mean, they might not like me later on totally, but at least I like for them to say it's like, you know what, yeah, my dad at least gave me a good start. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or a decent start. He tried his best. Can I get something like that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I may not have did everything right, but it's like, could I at least get that? But I'm not gonna have that issue, okay? Because that's not my future, and it's all good. But
See, I
but we.
feel the same. I feel like I definitely am not in a position, nor do I want to take care of kids. Never have. Never was the right time ever. However, in the scheme of things, I feel like that maybe I should have felt differently at some point in my life. Maybe not that I wish I had a kid now. Fuck. I don't want one,
Right.
period. I just can't handle it. It's not me, right? However,
Mhm.
I feel like that is a kind of betrayal of my lineage and all that other weird shit that we really has no bearing on reality, but has some kind of sentimental value. I feel like maybe I should have. Like I hope there's a parallel universe where I had a whole family, because that's the one
Well,
thing I never had that I feel like there's trade-offs in life. You know what I mean? You make decisions
oh yeah.
to
Mhm.
either go out and do something that's based around you and where you can't have a family or don't or whatever. And then later in life, you're like, well, kind of, man, that would have been nice, you know? And I had a couple girlfriends who were definitely family worthy. And in hindsight, I kind of
Right.
fucked all that up, because of my independence. So,
Okay. Well, I mean that's fair enough. And I say that I don't want any now. Of course the woman I'm with is not fertile. She's older, so she's had her kids, all that good jazz. But I do believe that if our timelines would aligned, like she's such a great woman that I would have
well, hang on.
did that with
Hang
her.
on.
Mm-hmm.
You're a semi stepdad. So,
No, I'm not.
yes, in theory, you are.
No, I'm not. I don't step nothing. Okay, I don't step on nothing. All right. Only thing I step on is cockroaches and ants. What we talking about? And spiders. That's it. I mean, it's the only thing I'm stepping on. I ain't stepping nothing else. All right, don't step nothing. You can address me by my first name, and I appreciate it. Okay, and that'll be it. Don't go, don't. And they heard it with that early on before we started dating. Is he gonna be my step? I said no. She's like, nah, he ain't stepping. No, I was like, appreciate it. I don't need y'all rolling up. As if I got that particular role, and it's all good. It's all good. But before we went off on this tangent, I was going to say on the CSI Miami, I will say one thing about that show is that they brought plenty of talent as far as the ladies go. You know what I'm saying? They had
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
had the
It's so
talent
funny.
in
Like
there, son.
that building, they made it look all fancy. It was like metal and glass, and the sunlight came beaming through. Dude, that crime lab in Miami is like a fucking 1970s office building with beige walls. Fucking fuck TV.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell you, Bo, they had the talent. My favorite one was Eva LaRue. Bo, she was a knockout.
Well, which one was that?
Oh,
is that the character on the show?
let me. Yeah, let me bring her up. She's older here. Let me see if I can get her when she was in Oh, here we go. You seen her? Eva LaRue?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me let the audience see this. No, Bo. Look at her right here, Bo. Woo!
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
She didn't age that well.
I mean, she ain't good enough. I like older women though, so it don't like the older stuff doesn't mean nothing to me. So I'm just
Bro,
like,
I can't do older women. I'm 50. I gotta like them young because I'm old. I'm really hoping I can find a nice 35-year-old at some point.
Bro, that's they need to be out of their fertile years, man. I'm just letting you know. They need to be out of the fertile years. They either need to be fixed or out of the fertile years.
Because like,
I'm just telling you, man, it's gonna
if I can't
simplify
find
things
someone
for you.
acceptable in that kind of 35 to 40-ish age group, I might just have to keep renting them in the 20s.
Man said I got a lease plan going on that one. They said, it said that I'm getting them cheap. I'm getting $200 a hit. They said I'm getting them cheap on the lease plan. You know what I'm saying? When you maybe a rent to own. Later on. And I know that sounded bad. Ladies, settle down, okay? You're saying the man owns you. In theory. I mean, so just so just calm down. When the women hear that about the ownership and all that, boy, they start getting a lot of feelings, mixed feelings of hate, feelings of bitterness. I feel the bitterness all over the internet. I like it how these chicks get up there and they continuously tell you a whole list of things of what they're not going to do for a man anymore. And I'm just like, why are you so bitter? That's what I'm trying. I'm like, why are you so bitter? Because, I mean, let me tell you something right now. If you hang around a dude who's got good conversation and it turns you on and he hits and he turns it out, you are going to be making that nigga a sandwich and watching his draws tomorrow. That's what's going to happen. I'm trying to tell you, man. They can talk all that shit. It's because the motherfuckers are talking to them they ain't attracted to. It's like, but when the chick gets attracted and then the dude takes him back there and he puts the hammer down, it's over, son. I'm just letting you know it's a wrap. You're going to have to you'd have to get the police to come drag her out the crib to get her out the crib. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's like that. Folks
Dude,
don't
I'll
believe
tell
it's
you,
like,
man.
but it's like that.
A chick can like barely like you. Like barely. Like she's bored on a Tuesday and had a couple drinks. And then you hit it good and her attitude towards you is like you're a different person.
Mm-hmm. Totally different.
And then she's like, I always liked you. Then it's like, I always liked you. What are you talking about? No, you didn't. I've been trying to get this for a year.
Yeah. But I'm trying to tell you, boy, that one hit, boy, if you slay out, Bo, it's locked in. Okay, I'm just letting you know. That's why I tell people to be careful. All right. That's why I tell, because what ends up happening is there's dudes out there who go around and they just go around hitting, but they go around and put in good work, and so now they got this chick hooked, and then they end up getting dumped, ghosted, all that other stuff. Now they've garnered all this bitterness for men in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I believe discussions need to be had. And I know they may be tough discussions, but you're probably going to get 90% of the punani anyway, even after the discussion's had. But you kind of, I always say, if you're going to hit, I at least got to let them get a shot at the title. You know what I'm saying? The heavyweight belt. So I'm going to give you a shot. I mean, I just ain't going to hit it and just dump you off to the side. They'd be like, well, yeah, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to do that, I might as well just pay a hooker because you pay him to leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when the guys go out there and they bang like a bigger chick and they know they're not going to stay with her and all that. And, they get one hung up in there and now she's feeling some type of way because you ain't called her in 3 weeks. It's just like, man, that's wrong, bud. That's how I feel. Now, other folks may not feel that way, but I think that's wrong. I mean, you think the same thing? I mean, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm talking about intentionally knowing that I'm not gonna hang around. Now, if you go in there and just do a poor job, you do them,
Well, here's the thing, man. Like
5.5 pumps and then leave. I mean,
well, here's the thing. There's always them that you like hang around for a week or two and then just naturally kind of drift apart and then but stay in the Rolodex. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got them Rolodex chicks, is what I like to call them. The ones that every once in a while you remember, they'll call you, you call them, and they're in the Rolodex. And so, not that maybe it was bad or nothing, but people just do their own thing and kind of, depends on the level of how much of a 304 she is, right? So
okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I've always
You see, though,
had.
I was young and not really in much. I had a good run when I was real young. When 20 to 30, I was really good, and then 40 to 45 was really good. My 30s was a little bit. I was a fat guy then, so that wasn't too good at all.
Okay.
So, but I had a decent run when I was younger. But I blew off a lot of chicks because it was like not a big deal at the time. You know what I mean? There was a couple chicks I ghosted because there was enough around to where it didn't matter. But here I am, 50. I'm like, damn, I wish I had some more memories. I wish the spank bank was fuller, man. I should have called that bitch, you know?
He said, I should have buzzed her. I should have buzzed her. I don't know.
Yeah, see,
man.
that's my advice to guys. That's my advice to young guys. If you got that opportunity, you hit, because you will regret not hitting later, regardless of whatever consequences. Just, pull out and you good. That's all there is to it. But don't pass the opportunity. I don't care what it is. You will regret not doing it later. So, all you...
Or you might regret that day. I shouldn't have did that. But hey, dick discipline is a thing. We need to have a whole course of dick discipline. Okay, it just needs to be an entire course. And I know this is difficult because it's against our nature. All right, a man's nature is to hit. That's it. That's bottom line. There's nothing else around. Okay, it's instinctual. You smell it in the air. You're always looking. You're like, it's in the back of your mind. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. You know what I'm saying? It's always right in the back of your mind.
Well, it's hilarious, man. You could get like shipwrecked on an island with some like fat, ugly chick, but like by the next day, it's just the two of you. She starts looking cute. Biology has a weird way of doing shit to you, to your perception.
Yeah, she go over there and she's trying to, damn scoop up some water so we can boil it and drink it. And you bend over, she goes and bends over, and your mind just goes there. You're like, yeah. That's happened to me before. In my younger years, she sit there as a girl running around the track, and you be like, she runs around the second time. You're like, By the third time, you're like, yeah. Yeah, right now. That's the way it is, but it's because it's natural. The Bible said, "Be fruitful and multiply." Okay, so you were installed with the death switch, which is lust. Okay, and we're visual, so I mean, it's not our fault. Okay, it's the Creator's fault. All right, so that's just all it is to me. You put this in me, damn it. I didn't ask for it, okay? So I can't be forsaken because I'm not the only one. That's the way I feel about it. All right. No doubt about it. We're going to switch over. Did you watch any of Stranger Things on Netflix?
I watched season 1, and by the end of season 1, I had seen enough.
What do you mean you've seen enough? What's that mean?
I had seen enough. I didn't need to see any more. I thought it was stupid.
Okay, so you weren't interested in it. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, because when I seen Stranger Things, when I seen the title of the show, I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. I don't know why, but just like the title of it, I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. And of course, this has became one of those critically acclaimed shows and all that good stuff. But of course, they had the season 5 finale, the 8th episode, and there was people who said they liked the episode, they liked the ending, but I don't think as many people liked the ending or accepted the ending because I don't know if you've seen it, but there was so many theories there was going to be a secret episode number 9.
Oh, the secret episode number 9? Is that where the demon
the
thing tells everybody that he's gay too? I don't understand why they got to inject this shit into TV shows, man. Like,
what was funny is they were like, they was like, yeah, and multiple creators was like, yeah, in episode 8, Vecna didn't say nothing about. Damn it, man. Will came out and told the folks he was gay, and that fucked my plan up. I feel like I should have had some dialogue on that. They'd be like, "Oh, we still got Will, right?" They said, "No, Will told all his friends he was gay." Damn it, lost Will. I mean, we're looking dialogue here, okay? We're looking some dialogue, but it was the conformity gate, is what they called it. But I said it was a stage of grief. It was denial. Denial for people that the series is now over, and denial for people that they didn't get the answer to the questions that they wanted. And I actually blame writers, creators, studios for this, because what's happening now is that they're leaving too many years in between seasons. And so people who are entangled in the show, especially a cult classic, something that's, you've got millions of people watching. You've got content creators that are making theories that are like mind blowing. They're interesting. And so you got 3 years of that. You get hyped up. And then, like, they release the show and you're like, what the fuck is this? Because you heard all the theories, and the theories were better than the show. You said it yourself. You said, man, I could write a better show than this.
The first time I noticed this was probably during the writer's strike, right? That was the first time this really happened.
Oh,
when was the writer's strike? Was that like 10 years ago? I couldn't even tell you.
No. Well, we had was it 22? I think it's 2022.
No. There was one before that. There was one before that too. There was one before that caused like all shows to like not fucking. All shows got cut like halfway through for like 2 fucking years.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me get this up here. Okay, so 2023 was the last one. Writers Guild of America. That was May 2nd to September 27th of 2023. Before that, there was a major strike that happened from 2007 to 2008. So November 5th of 2007 to February 12th, 2008. That's the one you must be talking about.
I remember that. TV just came to an end. Like, new episodes of shit that was caught up in this strike just was done. I remember what show was it like? Lost got caught up in that. Like, all kinds of shit got caught up in that. But that was really the first time I remember them taking multiple years between seasons. And then HBO kind of perfected. When HBO got their grubs into fucking TV series, the TV series went from like 22 episodes down to like fucking 6. What the fuck is 6 seasons? That's a miniseries. Fuck right off. But it seems like HBO had a big influence over that. And then when the other networks started seeing them do that, then they kind of shortened their seasons too. And then broke them up in all kinds of weird ways. Like,
yeah, but hold on. HBO puts out way better TV shows than all these other studios. They really do.
Well, I think as a whole. Well, see, like I think you might be thinking of the couple of good shows that they have, because like the vast majority of shows that they have are dog shit for like fat women who watch TV in the afternoon, right? That's like that's what their shit is for. And they got some weird sex shows. And that's it. It's all shit for fucking, liberal white women.
It's into fat white women. Midday TV just for fat white women that stay home. Come on. He said that's definitely what it's for. Well, I mean, and that may be the case, okay? But I just know that my viewing experience whenever it's been an HBO show has been substantially better more often than not. Okay. When I hear HBO's coming out with a show, I'm like, okay, we might be cooking with something here. All right. And I think the issue is that there's too many shows now. Like I'll see something like it'll pop up on TikTok, and I'll be like, "Oh man, that looks like an interesting movie." They'd be like, "Well, no, it's a show." I'm like, "I don't want to watch a show. I want to watch a movie."
All right, so this is some HBO shit. Okay, this is originals. They got something called Task. It's got some skulls. They got Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, Last Week with John Oliver, Real Time with Bill Maher, The Gilded Age. There you go, some of that white women shit again. Last of Us, The White Lotus, more white women shit. Silicon Valley is old. Euphoria has got, that's got Sydney Sweeney's tits. You might be just right. You might be right for that one reason alone. And then True Detective, Night Country, and then what
True
did they just
Detective's
add?
good.
The Bold Type, It, Welcome to
Oh,
Derry, The Chair Company.
Welcome to Derry.
It's Florida Man. The Rocky Mountain
Boardwalk
Mortician
Empire.
Murder.
Boardwalk
Boardwalk
Empire.
Empire.
Excellent show.
Okay. All right. I'll give you Boardwalk Empire and Sydney Sweeney's tits lead that argument in your direction. So
they said
I'll go with that.
Welcome to Derry's is a great show too. They said it's absolutely insane. It's insane because it's one of the few shows where just massive amounts of kids get slaughtered.
Penguin is great.
Penguin was fired. Yeah. Stancil 4362 put that up there. Yeah. So, I also said White Lotus has some fucked up stuff in it. Is that
my roommates were watching it, and I fucking went down. The part that I saw had the fucking Christopher from The Sopranos, like in a room with some hooker, but I only watched like 5 minutes of it.
Okay.
So it's about some hotel that's got different weird shit goes on, and it's different stories every season, kind of that kind of deal.
A hotel?
Uh-huh.
That's the White Lotus is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Why was I thinking? Oh, that's Orange is Black. That's the lesbian shit, right? Where they in prison?
Well, yeah, that's why they're in prison. If you're a lesbian, wouldn't you like going to prison?
I guess. I don't know.
They probably just hit all the time in there. They bump donuts.
Yeah, but my one man said he said he was a guard at a women's prison, and he's like, man, I just don't think you understand what you're getting into when you walk in there. He said, the minute I walked through the door, it hit me in the face like a ton of bricks. Video. Smell like butt ass. That's what he said. It smelled like some butt ass. I said, oh, butt and ass. Damn. So it was stanky in there. That's what he tried to tell us. He said it was
video
super
was funny
stanky.
as hell.
Oh man. The what was the other one I was thinking about on HBO? Hey, Boardwalk Empire. Oh, the first season of Westworld was actually really good. But what's weird about HBO on Westworld? Like I think I watched the first 2 seasons. Second season was good too. But then I think they made a third and fourth season. I didn't watch those because at that time I didn't have HBO. But
they suck. I didn't watch them.
They deleted the whole show from HBO.
The whole show gone?
Yeah, you can't watch it up there.
What? Yo, are you good Saturday to do Charles Bronson?
Oh, what time are they doing it though? That's what
we're not sure. We're still figuring that out.
Time matters, dude. Time matters. Matters a lot.
How about this? How about you schedule whatever else you're doing around this whenever we find out what time it's going to be? It's probably going to be in the evening time, if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, it just depends. There's just some things I got to do. That's it. But it's all good. Yeah. You let me know, and I can definitely work on that. True Blood. I love True Blood. I forgot about that. I did like True Blood. That was because I like vampire stuff. So I like True Blood. What else they had up there? I guess Mad Men. That was critically acclaimed. A lot of people like that. I never watched it though.
I watched a little bit of it. I think I watched a season or 2 of it, but a long time ago. 1960s office shit.
The damn Sopranos. That's HBO.
Okay, so like it'll teach everybody that yes, you can get into some drama even without social media. So that's the moral of the past, pretty much.
What is Sopranos?
No, Mad Men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just office drama. I guess what the show is.
Oh, they were saying Warrior was pretty good, but I haven't watched that either. I didn't realize it was on HBO.
What's Warrior?
The show Warrior. I think it's a fighting show. It's got Asians in it though, so they got Asian folk in there whooping ass. I might need to check that out. I don't know. It's something right here recently about series where I'm like, ugh. You know? Like, I don't want to watch them. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just like, I'll sit there and I'm like, oh man, that looks interesting. And I'll scroll over to it and it'd be like 2 seasons. I'm like, never mind. Man, give me 2 hours of movie and I'll watch it. But damn, bro, now you want me to? And I could do it, but I just don't want to do it. That's just what I've run into, and I don't know why. Maybe because we watched a whole bunch of shows that just they were bad, and they was. Oh man, you gotta watch 10 hours of it.
The Jack Reacher series, I watched the first season and the second season of Jack Reacher. This third season seems like it's off the rails because the second season started to go off the rails too because he just started killing everybody. Because his whole thing was he didn't want to kill people or whatever. He just fought back, whatever. But then he starts just murdering everybody. And then by the third season, he's just murdering everybody. So I didn't watch the third season.
Yeah, so it kind of changed completely. I remember you saying that. You were just like, damn, it's like, man, this dude had a moral code, and that shit went out the window second season. It said all of a sudden he just murdering everybody. It's like, hey man, what happened to your moral code? It's like, come on now, I'm trying to figure that thing out.
I like the movies though. The movies were real good.
They had Jack Reacher movies. Is that right?
Yeah, there's 2 of them with Tom Cruise. They're good.
Oh yeah, that is right. Jack Reacher on the TV series, is he a bigger guy? Is that right?
Yeah, huge.
He's that big dude, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was the same. Oh, are we talking about the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Jack Reacher show. Oh, it's just called Reacher. Okay.
I really liked the first season. The very first season of Reacher was good. It was real good. He goes in this small town and they like arrest him and shit. And he's like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. And the story gets a little more complex. And then it turns out pretty good. And then he fucks the sheriff lady, which is always cool. And then, yeah, it was good.
Okay.
The second one, he went a little off the rails.
Okay.
Rings of Power. Rings of Power. Oh, man. You was on a roll there for a minute. Rings of Power. We know all about the Rings of Power, don't we, X Cubed?
We know so much about it that we stopped watching it halfway through the second season. We did a mid-season review and stopped watching it.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad.
I was like...
I ain't even heard nothing else. Is it coming back? Is there another one? Is there another season?
I guess there's going to have to be.
Well, hell, they don't have to. They can just pretend like it never happened. They do that shit all the time. They just pretend shit don't exist.
Retcon shit like they did with the Acolyte. It was like, yeah, the Acolyte is not canon. I said, well, no shit. That was so fucked up from the beginning.
Man, are we going to see a return of She-Hulk in the motherfucking Avengers movie?
No.
Are you positive about this?
She-Hulk's dead.
You 100% sure?
Yes. Why? Did you see something about it?
I thought so.
Stop playing with me, Corey. I ain't about no bullshit. They can't put She-Hulk in Avengers Doomsday because then the movie wouldn't be serious. Like at all. It's called Doomsday.
So here we go. Here we go. This is what AI has to say. Take it with a grain of whatever you want. There's conflicting information regarding Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk appearing in Avengers Doomsday. Multiple sources, including industry insiders and entertainment news outlets, have reported that Maslany is set to reprise her role as Jennifer Walters in the film. These reports are supported by speculation that the post-credits scene in Thunderbolts could set up her return. Additionally, a tweet from Marvel focused account on X, formerly Twitter, stated that Maslany will reportedly return as She-Hulk. However, a more recent report from October 20 claims that She-Hulk will not appear in the film, citing poor reception of her Disney Plus series, its high production costs, and Maslany's public criticism of Disney. Oh, that's what it is. So,
Yeah, no. But the only reason why they would put She-Hulk in there is if they needed somebody to get fucked. Because that's the only thing I got from her series. That, like, if you gave her about 5 minutes of your time, you could get some punani. I mean, that's about the only thing I got from it. She fucked like 4 dudes in damn 6 episodes. I said, damn. I mean,
well, she's being a role model and being women are empowered that way, right?
Oh, is that what it is?
I think that was the shtick for a little while, right?
Okay, Stan, so you getting off the rails. She-Hulk wasn't terrible.
It might have been the worst thing that was ever made, ever in the history of
Have you been drinking?
Of
you must
media.
be drinking. We got somebody up here who's been drinking, guys. That's what I do know, okay? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this thing out, but I do not get it. She-Hulk was bad. Like, I previously had to drag Corey to watch that thing. And I had to drag myself near the end. But it had the... Folks talk about Stranger Things, that last episode, not being quite what they wanted, being a letdown. Bro, the last episode of She-Hulk, I thought my TV fucked up. Because it went to the damn title screen. All of a sudden, I'm like my girlfriend was like, what happened to the TV? I said, I don't know. And then she bust through and was like, oh, you thought you were going to get the such and such type of ending, didn't you? And she's over there walking through with the writers. So I'm like, what am I watching? It was bad.
You should play a clip of that. It's so bad.
I don't even know if there's a clip of it up there. She-Hulk. Hold on. Finale breaks fourth wall. This is going to get us a copyright strike, ain't it?
I don't think so. It's on YouTube for free.
Oh, is it? I don't know. This guy right here. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'll do it without if I do it without volume, I might be okay.
File free in the
Godly. Of course they got that up here. File free in the app. Oh yeah, file your taxes. Or
don't mention taxes. I don't want to hear about it. It gives me weird feelings of guilt. Oh, I'm sure you can play the volume.
These guys are intelligentsia. Todd created the site. He's Hulk.
Yeah, I don't even want to do that. Okay, don't worry about this, okay? My man, he transformed.
Yeah, come at me, bro!
Bruce? None of these storylines make any sense.
That's what it did. This is not a game. That's what it did. It went to this, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, my TV fucked up.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? All right, let's see here.
Guys, what do we get if the entirety of the second...
Why don't we
I'm already done watching it. Look, that's bad enough, Bo. I mean, I look at She-Hulk as filler, just something to get you. I don't need nothing to get me by. But that right there to get you by costs like $200 million.
And then she's worked with some fat.
And then
bitch.
she shook her ass.
I don't like those big asses twerking. Okay, I don't like big asses twerking. I'm going to admit it. I don't like that. I don't like big butts, and I cannot lie.
And Corey would say, "Don't file taxes so the Jews don't get your money." That's exactly right. Well, I mean, that's in theory, okay? So, I mean, you do you, okay? You do you. But I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe this year of TV would be better, Corey. You know, we are moving into a different era. You know, we're post-disease that should not be named. We're in the era of truth right now. maybe somewhat truth currently with Trump in there. And I don't know if it's so much the truth or it's just he's just talking shit. So I mean, and so that's open the gates for other people to be able to talk shit because I ain't heard of nobody getting censored in a while now on anything. No. Have you heard anybody getting censored? Anything deleted, taken down? Not really.
No, the algorithm has, I'm only on X. I'm not anywhere else. But
Right.
X hasn't been censoring nothing. Like, there's all kinds of fucking Heil Hitler shit going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, so yeah, I mean, right now you can let it rip. I mean, they gave YouTube channels back to people. Like, it's been gone for 4 years, mainly mine, which is worthless to me now because it's like, what am I going to do with that? I took it back, but I was like, I mean, it's worthless now. I mean, all the momentum I had going back in December of 2021 was stolen. So, I ain't got shit now. But, hey, I appreciate it, I guess, on the back end. Middle finger to you as well. But, there was one other thing, Corey. Kathleen Kennedy stepped down as president of Lucasfilms.
Only like, I don't know, 10 years too fucking late.
Yeah, and they said Dave Filoni's going to take it over, so that ain't much better.
Star Wars is dead. Like, her job was to kill Star Wars. Is she Jewish? She has to be. I don't care if her name's Kennedy. Hang on, let me I gotta Google this shit because, like, I gotta Google this.
It says she definitely got to be Jewish, doesn't she? It said, Kathleen Kennedy, or are you a G?
Well, it says she's not Jewish. She's of Irish American heritage, but Oh, wait a minute.
She might be honorary.
She's honorary.
Yeah, she might be honorary.
Uh-oh. Her family's connection to the civil rights movement and her personal affinity for Judaism have led to speculation, but these do not constitute proof of Jewish ancestry. Yes, it does, because this is how these crypto Jews operate. They're like spies, dude. They're like spies. They're basically like spies.
Oh, man. Corey, we're going to go ahead and jump over into the main topic. This is right down Corey's wheelhouse as a former police officer. If you didn't know, we had a recent shooting during a traffic stop by ICE. And the lady who got shot was Renee Nicole Good, which she was part of this Minneapolis ICE Watch Warrior group. Okay. These are activists who are actively trying to stop the deportations, protesting and all that other stuff. And so they were recently in this traffic check, and she got shot during this particular incident and lost her life. So I'm gonna let Corey go ahead and shoot on this as far as whether this was clean or whether this should have been handled in a different type of manner. So yeah, Corey, go ahead and take off on this.
Okay, so if you could do me a favor while I start talking, if you can find this case for me. There was a case just from like a year ago on shooting into vehicles and when cops can do it that went to the Supreme Court. If you could try to find that, I'd appreciate it, and I'll start with this stuff. So here's the problem with this case. I'm going to I'll start at the very beginning. So police have this thing. It's called the use of force matrix. And the use of force matrix, I got a picture of it right here. God damn it, your search engine sucks. I got to use Google for this. So the use of force matrix is a chart, and it shows exactly how much force you're allowed to use under what circumstance. And this instance of shooting into vehicles is something I've studied. I've been involved in a situation like this. I studied this situation probably 3 or 4 years ago, the last time it popped up in the news. And so when this happened yesterday or today or whenever the fuck it was, this one was like a no-brainer for me. I understand this situation perfectly. Let me bring up this use of force model. Where is it at? Here we go. Let me share screen on this. All right. So this is the use of force matrix. It's a model based upon an officer's perceived level of threat and what they're allowed to do about it. Okay. So I don't agree with some of the terminology they use here. Like professional, it should be presence. Like you're just being on scene is a level of force, and everyone's cooperative, right? So everything's cool. The next level up is, I don't like this word tactical. This is resistant or passive resistant. So passive resistant is like you got a guy sitting in the front seat of a car and you're like, I need you to get out of the car. And they're like, no, I'm not going to get out of the car. That's passive resistant. They're not actively resisting you, but they're not complying with your orders. Okay. Then you get active resistance. Active resistance is I go to put handcuffs on you and you pull away and you break my grasp, right? And so that in particular is something I've written like verbatim in 50 different use of force reports. When I went to take the subject into custody, I grabbed him by the right wrist and the right elbow, at which time the subject braced, tensed, and attempted to break my grasp, right? Or he braced and tensed and pulled away from me in an attempt to break my grasp. I've written that fucking phrase, I couldn't tell you how many goddamn times, okay? And that we'll get into also that I call creative articulation. Kind of like when they say the subject approached me in a hostile manner. What the fuck does a hostile manner mean? What the fuck does that mean? It don't mean shit, right? I was taught a fucking whole slew of ways to write police reports that make you seem like the good guy all the time, right? And creative articulation is what I dub that. And I use it all the time in a police report, right? I could literally go up to somebody sleeping on a fucking bench and pull them off the bench, jack them up, and take them to jail, and I could write a police report that would perfectly articulate that when I approached the subject, the subject was suspicious. They were wearing clothing that hid their movements. They made furtive movements. When I grabbed them, he braced tense and attempted to break my grasp, at which time I felt that violence was imminent. And therefore, I attempted to take the subject into custody to alleviate said violence, at which time further resistance ensued, at which time I delivered an elbow strike to the subject's side of the subject's head and was able to take the subject into custody with no further incident. Boom, a guy sitting on a bench, right? And that's how the police report would read, and everyone would fucking go along with it because that's just how the system works, okay? So that's resistive, active resistance when they're bracing and tensing and pulling away from you. Even if they're not a threat to you, you at this active resistance point, you're greenlit to light this guy up, okay? Active resistance is the threshold for you can fuck this dude up on the spot, okay? Once you get to like assaultive, which is like they're actively physically fighting you, at that point you're allowed to go to secondary weapons. So the pattern here is whatever they're doing to you, you're allowed to escalate one level as per this chart, okay? And when we're taught, this is beat into our heads in training. Like this is fucking like months of training. And you get it in the classroom. You get it in defensive tactics. You get it on the range. This is interwoven into every fucking aspect of police training. At least for me, it was. But I went to a police academy that's like really good, really well financed. And the agencies I worked for were really, really good on training. They weren't a bunch of hillbillies. So this stuff was everywhere, and there's no excuse. Like nobody ever heard about this shit. This should be the first thing that everyone looks to when they want to decide whether a use of force is justified or not. Okay. So you have assault of bodily harm, and then you're to use like secondary weapons, batons, tasers, stuff like that, pepper spray. And then when you get to lethal, where you feel that your life, you have the fear of serious bodily harm or death for yourself or for others. At that point, you're allowed to use lethal force. And that's the situation that we're in with this vehicle shooting. Okay.
Okay.
So we're not at any of these things at all. Well, there's an argument to be made that the resistance level was only here at active resistance. Because if she was turning the wheel and trying to drive away from them to escape, that's active resistance.
Okay.
And active resistance does not allow for lethal force. You see what I'm saying? Every single person assigned to this case who's going to investigate this use of force is going to refer to this goddamn chart. 100% of them. There will be a discussion behind the scenes on whether she was trying to hurt them or whether she was trying to escape, and what the officer's reasonable perception of the situation should have been. Okay? That is the reality behind the investigation. They're going to have to look at all of these factors. They're going to look at all these factors. Now, let me pause the conversation here and go back to how the real world works. There's a lot of politics involved that go into determining how an agency would handle a shooting like this. Let me just say right off the bat, my fucking perception of this, which is what the police should find but are not going to find, they should find that he was in a position to where he could move out of the way, period. That is a fact. The film shows that clearly. He was not dead on. And also, he put himself in the line of fire if her vehicle is the weapon. He stepped in front of the vehicle. Okay? The recent court case, there was a recent court case within the past year. I don't know if you found the stuff on it. If I heard the name, I would know it.
It might be Barnes versus Felix.
That's it. That's it.
Like
Barnes versus Felix. That's it. Barnes versus Felix. Okay, now I got to back up a little, and we're going to talk about Tennessee versus Garner. So if Tennessee versus Garner was from 85, Tennessee versus Garner.
Hold on. No, that one had it. You talking about Graham versus Connor?
No, the Felix one. That's the one I need. The Felix one is the correct one. Yeah.
When I typed in shooting in the vehicle Supreme Court case, the one that came up before that one was Graham versus Connor. 1989.
No, there's three or four of them. We don't have. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 of them. Okay. But the two that matter are Tennessee versus Garner and the Felix one that you pulled up.
And
that Felix one is recent.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So, the original ruling on use of force in situations like this came from Tennessee versus Garner, and it says that the primary holding was under the 4th Amendment of the Constitution. A police officer may use deadly force to prevent the escape of a fleeing suspect only if the officer has a good faith belief that the suspect poses a significant threat of death or serious physical injury to the officer or others. Now, this will come up. Everybody's going to review this case because the argument that she was fleeing and not trying to run him over is going to come into play. And so when a lawsuit comes into play, which will happen, they're going to use Tennessee versus Garner, and they're going to say she was fleeing, and thus, as we went over on the use of force matrix, he didn't have the right to shoot. End of story. So now what the police are going to have to decide was she fleeing or was she trying to run him over? The fact he jumped in front of the vehicle is going to nullify any she was trying to run him over argument. And that's what the most recent case of Felix determined. So for a long time, it was held that you could shoot somebody in a car if the car was the weapon. However, we go through these cycles of political unrest, and we went through one of these years ago, and then the police took a more conservative stance on it. And I researched this 3 or 4 years ago when a case like this had popped up, and I went to the website of the National Sheriff's Association, And that's a sheriff's association that sets policy that they encourage sheriff's departments around the country to use, right? It's like, it's supposed to be a governing body for sheriffs. And so what their position on the matter was that if the vehicle is the only weapon and there's no other weapon involved, that you're not allowed to shoot at it. That was their position 3 or 4 years ago. I just went back to the website yesterday or today and looked for that, and all that's been scrubbed. And now the only information on the site about that, and even when you put it in Grok or AI, it comes up that there is debate over the issue. When I'm telling you with certainty, 3 or 4 years ago, there was no debate over the issue. The Sheriff's Association said you don't shoot at vehicles where the vehicle is the only weapon. So this recent case on Felix expanded. So for many years, it was kind of accepted that you could kind of shoot a car. Then the political upheaval kind of came and that went away. But then it kind of came back because cops never follow the rules. And that's the biggest problem with all this. Cops don't follow the rules. And so the most recent case of Felix, what happened was, so the cops pulled this guy over because he's running the toll. He's not paying the toll, right? And so he's just running the toll booth. So they end up pulling him over. He ends up having a suspended license and a whole bunch of other stuff. The cop tells him he needs his license and all that stuff. The guy starts to book it. He starts to drive away, okay? So what does the cop do? The cop jumps onto the side of the fucking car. And as the car is zooming down the fucking road, he's like, now I'm in fear for my life. And so he shoots the guy and kills him. The Supreme Court of the United States said that it was not a good shoot. The cop created the situation that led to him having to shoot. And therefore, all cases like this, the totality of circumstances has to be reviewed to see, because before it was very limited. The scope was extremely limited. If he was on the side of the car before and there was a threat to his life, he could shoot to eliminate that threat and stop the car. That is not the case anymore, because the Supreme Court found he created the situation by stepping on the car in the first place. This 100% applies to this shooting. When you watch the video, he intentionally put himself in front of the vehicle as the tires were turning to the right. He created a situation that he then found himself in fear for his life, and so he shot.
Okay.
Now, that's the reality.
Hold on, before you go further, I think I have a video. I think I have the video, potentially. So if people haven't seen it, I'm going to play it. This is on YouTube.
There's a big caveat, though, that we'll get to after we watch this video.
Okay, all right. So here's what they got on Fox 9. So we'll let this play out. Here we go.
You can see the vehicle there. That's law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is the Honda Pilot that we should be focused on here. It's about a purplish, reddish color here. So let's take a look.
Agent walking up. And then there's another agent. I don't know if you can see that one right there.
Yeah, three agents involved. One was kind of closer to the front of the vehicle. The other kind of pulled on that driver's side door handle. There
so again, there's no audio here. We don't know what's being said. We don't know really anything else about this woman, other than we know that she was not the target of the initial investigation. That was confirmed by the police chief. But there are some other angles of this as well that are being looked at. So that's kind of one pass of the video. And again, right.
Okay, stop it. Pause it right here.
Oh, sorry. So there is
back up a couple seconds. Back it up. Show that crash scene.
Okay. Oh, just the crash right there.
Yeah. Show that. Okay. So
hold on.
And
Okay. Here's another thing. The idea of shooting a moving fucking vehicle is so stupid that you go from having a person who's trying to flee from you, or if they are trying to hit you and you really couldn't jump the fuck out of the way. The reality is, if you shoot that fucking driver, you just created a 2,000-pound fucking missile that is going to go off with nobody controlling the fucking thing. What if there was kids on the street? What if there was somebody sitting in that fucking car that just got smashed? Do you understand the liability you open yourself up to when you fucking take out a driver and let his car just go fucking roaming down the street till it hits something? Give me a fucking break. This is a bad shoot all fucking day long. And I can give you 100 reasons. Now, let me tell you what the caveat is. The fucking caveat is that so I can tell you this with certainty because I've seen it. A lot of factors would go into determining the outcome of this investigation by the internal affairs and all that stuff. Number one, do they like you at your agency? Because I'll tell you right now, if they don't like you at your agency, if you're just one of the guys who they would rather get rid of and they don't have anything because of due process, they're going to use this as a reason to get rid of you. End of story. Mm-hmm. If you're on the shit list already, you're done. You're gone. That's just how it's going to be. This is a bad shoot because, number one, the guy in front of the car could have stepped out of the way very easily. He put himself in that position. Never should have done that. In a fair and just investigation, he would be found that this is a violation of the use of force matrix and that he violated policy, and it should probably lead to his termination. There would probably never be a conviction in any kind of court of law, right? But a fair investigation, he'd be fired for sure. Now, here's the problem. Even if they don't like you, even if they want to fire you for no matter what, the split second a situation like this hits the news, it ain't about you anymore. It's about defending the system. Your act would have to be not borderline. It would have to be so egregious. It would have to be the most egregious thing in the fucking world, right? Like she's driving away and he just shoots her from the side through the side window. That would be egregious. Otherwise, they're not defending you anymore. They're defending the system. That's a reality.
Let's look at this right here, Corey. Okay, so from the video, from what I'm understanding, there was a cop that was pulling on the door right here, okay? And then there's one, if we see it right here, let me go back a little bit.
Is anybody waving her away?
Right here. So the cop comes up right here, that's on the side, and then there's another cop that's right there in the front, okay? And so...
What does he do?
What does he do?
What does he do?
The minute she starts to take off, like the very second she starts to take off, he pulls the gun.
Right.
Like him right here. The one right here.
Right.
The minute she starts to take off straight.
Right. Now, are you going to tell me?
So another police officer. And then that's when he releases the shot. We see the smoke there.
Right. So I understand why the apologists are all going to fucking say he did nothing wrong, but he did. And so those apologists are not defending him. They're defending the system. And so that's why he's not going to have any repercussions. They're going to paint this as a good shoot all day long. But like I just explained, when you go through Tennessee versus Garner, you understand the difference between shooting a fleeing felon, which is what they're going to say he did, and violated the use of force matrix. And I think there's going to be a massive civil settlement here. And the newer case with Felix basically says you can't put yourself in harm's way and then shoot the person because you put yourself in harm's way, which is what he did. Instead of pulling that gun, he could have stepped out of the way and then nobody's in danger anymore. But he didn't do that. And that's the key aspect they're going to have to analyze when they do this thorough investigation. And okay, let's just say a car is coming right at you and you shoot them dead. Does that stop the car from coming at you? No, it does not. So if you have time to shoot the person and step out of the way, you had time to step the fuck out of the way. There you go. That's the whole thing. But that's not what's going to happen. The guy's probably going to get some congressional medal from the White House, and they're going to come up with some big propaganda story because they have to for PR purposes. That's the reality here. But anyone says that's a good shoot hasn't looked at Felix. They don't understand Tennessee versus Garner. They don't understand the defense that's going to be put up here. They don't understand none of this fucking shit. So there you go.
There's something I'm not grasping here. And maybe I'm trying to figure out how this started. Like what are they doing? Let's see. How did the Minneapolis Shooting start. I mean, like I'm trying to figure out what was going on in the area itself. I know they said that she was part of anti-ICE protest.
Well, she was blocking
And
traffic,
she
and then when they tried to
was
grab her, she tried to take off.
It's okay. So that's what. So she was blocking traffic. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So let me bring this back up because
What's
this
that
is
Felix
their
case
state.
called?
I got
What's
their
the Felix
statement.
case called again?
Oh, I ain't mean to do that. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me. Oh, Barnes versus Felix. That was from
Barnes
May
versus
15th of
Felix.
2025. Yeah. Yeah. Let me bring this back up because they've got their statement up here on the actual shooting itself. Okay. So this is the statement on the shooting. It said today ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. An act of domestic terrorism. There it is, Corey. So that's no holds barred now.
This propaganda.
An ICE officer, but propaganda works. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. That's the statement. That's the statement, Corey.
Yeah, because they have to. They have no choice. They have to do that. Because here's the deal. Let's just say that let's just say he fucked up and shot somebody. It's going to reflect poorly on ICE, and then their whole fucking scooping up the immigrants thing is going to get fucking tanked. And so they have no choice. This is the only political move to make.
So here's so here's another thing I'm not gathering. Okay. Why the fuck am I taking? Why did she take off?
Well, there's some conflicting information. I've heard that she was given conflicting orders, which is very common. Like, dude, trust me, I understand the conflicting orders. You're like, so you're there with, so here's the deal with the conflicting orders. Like, I've been at plenty of calls where I'm like, show me your hands. And the guy I'm with is like, get on the ground. You know what I mean? And they're like, what the fuck you want me to do? Show me your hands and get on the ground. You know, I can't pull over any further. Right?
Yeah.
So...
yeah. Super troopers.
Right. So, but that's a real thing, dude. I've been there and been embarrassed. I've been arresting people and kicking their ass and been embarrassed because you got 3 people barking 3 different orders at them. And it's like, fuck people. That's why you always, no matter what you're doing, you have a lead and you have backup. You only ever have one lead, and he's supposed to be the one to give orders. You're not supposed to have conflicting orders. But it's easy when you're caught up in the heat of the moment to be barking out shit. So, what else was there?
Yeah. So do you believe this was a case where she was having conflicting orders? I seen that the one guy came up to the door and pulled on the door handle itself.
Right, and I think when that happened, she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm getting out of here," and tried to flee. That's when he steps in front of the vehicle and pulls the gun. If he didn't even move, he never would have been in the line of fire at all. Consider her path of her vehicle the line of fire. Like, there's no excuse for any one of them to not have just moved. They could have. Here's the deal. You can't fucking run from Motorola. That's something we used to say. You don't have to get involved in something. Don't go chasing some fucking car if you got the license plate. You can't beat Motorola, and you can't beat NCIC, which is the National Crime Information Database, basically. You got a license plate, guess what you got? You got a home address. You got a home address, guess what you got? You got a suspect's address. And guess what? If they don't live there, the person who lives there knows where they fucking live. This is called investigations, right? And so if you can I was taught very early on that if you can avoid a hostile situation and pick the person up later, that's what you fucking do. End of story. There was zero reason to shoot her. I mean, how the fuck you shoot the driver of a car? What the fuck the car going to do? It's going to go crash into some motherfuckers. Just like it destroyed somebody's car. It destroyed a telephone pole. How much fucking property damage did you just fucking cause for no fucking reason? They could have pulled her over down the street. They could have called her license plate and had people waiting at her fucking house. This all comes back to Tennessee v. Garner.
I'm picking what you're putting down.
This all comes back to Tennessee v. Garner, where you can't shoot at this point, she's a fleeing felon. At this point, she's a fleeing felon. They could argue the felony aspect, even though it's really kind of misdemeanor-ish only. They could argue a felony out of it, and therefore Tennessee v. Garner...
With it being ICE and the federal agents, things of that nature.
Right. Exactly. So this is Tennessee v. Garner all day. This is governed by Garner and Felix, and that's it. Those are the only fucking cases that people need to look at to know that this is a bad shoot. Now, is it going to be reported that way? No fucking way.
No, we've seen the statement. We just seen the statement.
Yeah.
So the statement says it's a good shoot. That's what the statement says, and that's what they're going with.
One of the things they're going to look at was, could he avoided the situation? Was it necessary to shoot the driver to alleviate the perceived threat? And the answer is just no, across the board.
Okay. Here's what I will say. All right. Whether it was a good shoot or not, that will be determined later in the court of law. And the likelihood of it not being a good shoot in the court of law with these particular ICE agents are going to be low. Okay.
Low.
From what I'm seeing. Okay. Oh, damn it, woman. Don't fucking take off. Shit, man. I mean, it's like, don't take off.
But once the cops get there and they can get you by your license plate, your gig is up. You just do what they say.
Don't take off. What are you doing? Like I understand, well, somebody shouldn't do that. I got you. People make split-second decisions. Whether they're right or wrong doesn't matter. You're dead. And you could not be dead right now.
Right. Yeah.
All you were doing was blocking the road. They're going to pull you out, they arrest you, might take you to the prison for a couple seconds, then release you. That's going to be it. Now you're dead. Now your 6-year-old kid doesn't have a mom. All because you wanted to take off. It's like, damn, people. It's kind of like, what was it, the other year when we looked at this one too, because of your background, you got a lot of knowledge on it, with Tyreek Hill. When the cops came up to him, and they were like, hey, driver's license registration, and they're like, I ain't giving you shit, well, step out the car, sir, and then he rolls the window back up. I'm like, oh my God, man. Bro. Why? Like, you're opening the door to get fucked up. That's what you're opening the door to do. Close that door. People, when you close the door, all this shit that you got going through your mind, I know that we watch TV shows, we see, bro, when they put a bullet out here in your ass in real life, bro, you're dead, man. I mean, and it happens quick. You fumbling around, you reaching for shit, you rolling the window back up, you taking off, man, folks are going to shoot your ass. And yeah, they might go to jail, they might get pension taken, they might get fired, but you dead, nigga. That's it. You dead. So with all they lost, you lost your whole life. Just because you want to take off. Oh shit, I need to get out of here. Bo, you done. The 5 O's right there on you. Just 3, 4 officers right there. Now, you bold and brave enough to blockade some shit. Why ain't you bold, brave enough to get put in handcuffs and taken to prison? I'm just trying to figure out where your resolve's at. Because your resolve is now that you're dead. Now you're dead. There it is. So, there's lessons that can be learned. As you talked about the use of force, when you should use lethal force, things of that nature. But damn it, there's lessons to be learned on the other side too. Man, when you caught, you caught. That's just it. Don't give anybody any reason to pull that weapon on you.
Because they'll lie and they'll come up with reasons why they killed you.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, I don't know if I said this already, but like this kind of shit goes on and like the public doesn't know about it, like motherfuckers get their ass handed to them. Trust me. I was at 2 agencies where motherfuckers were in trouble 24/7, like all the time. Like, especially at the sheriff's office. The sheriff at any given time had like fucking 200 IAs open, and it was only like 900 of us. You know what I fucking mean?
Mhm.
So it's like
Yeah.
they were busy all the fucking time looking to jam people up, and people got fucking jammed up on our regular. We would get in our fucking monthly reports who got in trouble for what and what their punishment was, dude. And the pages would go on and on and on and on and on forever, dude. They look to fuck you inside. But the split second it hits the news, that's a different story. The split second it hits the news, it ain't about you no more. It's about the system. And they have to defend you no matter what the fuck you did. Unless it's so egregious they can't. But they will look for every reason to defend you because they're not defending you anymore. It's about defending the brotherhood and all that shit, which is total fucking crock of bullshit, dude. The whole blue wall shit is what they give to the appearance to the public. It ain't the reality on the inside. On the inside is dog eat dog. I'm not fucking around. They're looking to get you on the inside. But then you get
because people are trying to move up, get promotions, things of that nature. So they're trying to step over
especially people. But you can get what's called golden boy status, which is you can do no wrong, right? There have been guys who, once you get golden boy status, you're fast tracked for everything. And it ain't even necessarily because you're good at your job. It ain't. One thing that really pissed me off was I was seeing people getting picked for like special assignments and stuff like that because they were fucking on the fantasy football league and the softball team. Those were the two things at my first agency that if you did those things, that was like the fucking fast track. People who got into those, people who got into the social circles with the higher ups.
Into the cliques. The cliques, yeah.
Right. It didn't, dude, I seen guys whose work, I seen guys who everyone respected. They knew if this guy was coming to the scene, shit was getting fucking handled and everyone was going to jail. And these guys who were like the real deal, legit, knew what the fuck they were doing, they got skipped over for promotions forever and ever. So the whole system is fucked. And then they promote the most incompetent guys. Like there was this one guy who went to the academy like a year before me and he got hired and he sucked at his job. He was horrible. The guy was small. He was skinny. A girl could kick his ass. And like he would, every time I was on a call with him, he was asking me how to do shit. I leave the agency and within like 5 years, that dude's a lieutenant.
Okay.
I'm like, what? That's what they do. They promote these fucking administratively strong on paper guys who that the city council will get behind for promotion stuff because the city council had to be in on all that stuff. So it was fucked up, man. The whole system's fucked up. And I knew it was fucked up and I started to kind of become self-destructive in the line in the police world, self-destructive in my personal life. I'd say within like 3 or 4 years. And I thought I just needed to switch agencies, but switching agencies didn't help me at all. It didn't fix nothing. And I was still fucking miserable. And so, yeah, it wasn't worth it at all. It's not worth it for anybody. Well, I'll tell you this much, like I wouldn't be doing the Kennedy research I do now if it wasn't for all my investigative training back in the day, So there was some good came out of it.
Well, there we go. And he's no longer the 5-0. Ain't been the 5-0 in a long time. What is it, 10 plus years now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's been a hot minute. So, hey guys, we appreciate everybody for being with us on this episode of Beyond the Cube. Let us know your thoughts on the Minneapolis shooting and some of the other stuff we talked about as well. I think Corey, don't you have a special coming up right here shortly with Ryan Dawson? Isn't that what you said? We're going to do on this?
We're going to do a spaces on this topic here in the next couple of days, but nothing major.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so we'll be on the lookout for that anyway. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure we're supporting all our fellow content creators. Of course, bloodyhistory.substack.com for all your history, World War II. We've also got a Warning from History JFK book. We've got Lee Harvey Oswald in Black and White. Volume 2 is right around the corner. All right, so
maybe not.
Look out for that.
Maybe not. I started to pick through my...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I started to just pick through my A Warning from History because I'm doing the second edition of 2 volumes. I was going to do that afterwards. Right. But I've been getting the urge to just start sorting that stuff. And so I've started sorting that stuff. And so I'm either going to do that first or I'm working on all the books at once, which sucks. So I might have all three of them being worked on at one time. So,
okay.
But this year,
So-
this year, there'll be 3 books out. This year, 3 books. So
3 guys, 3 books. So just mark your calendar whenever he tells you the ship's gonna come out. Mark your calendar for that date. We're gonna try to do a Death Wish live watching Saturday. The time to be determined. Okay, TBD. So we're gonna try to do that. That's gonna be on Drew's channel.
yeah,
so
Drew
we'll try to
Tregley's
get that stuff out.
channel.
Yeah, so we'll try to get that stuff out there to the people. And we're talking about old school Death Wish, Charles Bronson. Not the newest one, which was Bruce Willis.
You know, I started watching it and I
that's the
fell
one he
asleep like
did.
halfway. I got to get back to it.
Yeah, so yeah, this is old school Charles Bronson. So we're gonna try to get coordinated on that and see if we can't bring some of that to y'all. So we appreciate everybody for being with us. Make sure you're here with us on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time for day 0. Make sure you go to my website, check out everything I do, xq420.com. Appreciate everybody for being here. We'll catch y'all on the next Beyond the Cube. Peace out.